Well, joining me now to talk more about the gun control debate in the United States is Michael Shank, professor at George Mason University School for Conflict Analysis and Resolution. Thanks for joining us.
Good to be here.
Well, as we just heard there in that report, a bipartisan bill to extend background checks was defeated in the Senate. What happens next as far as Capitol Hill is concerned?
As far as Capitol Hill concerned, it's a done deal. I mean, this is probably the most disappointing moment in Senate history if they weren't able to pass background checks, let alone a ban on assault weapons or a ban on high-capacity magazines. So what the mayors against illegal guns are doing under Mike Bloomberg's direction, along with the families from Sandy Hook, they're hitting the road. They're going to the states. So they're going to do a 25-state tour in 100 days to really pound the pavement and look for state legislation since the federal government isn't going to do anything.
Right. We have already seen some states tighten their gun ownership laws. So is that where we're going to see the main thrust of reform, from the states rather than from the federal side?
I think so. Senator Reid has said he'll try to push a bill in the Senate. Senator Murphy from Connecticut has also said he'll try to do his best. But if we couldn't pass it in April, when you said 90% of America was behind basic background checks, I don't see us being able to do it now, especially when the NSA is kind of consumed, the NSA scandal has consumed Congress. I mean, imagine if members of Congress would be as passionate about gun safety as they were about email safety. But I think the task now is state-level legislation. If New York is a benchmark, they've done a lot of work on assault weapons, high-capacity magazines, background checks. Maryland's also leading the way, so I think the state approach is the way to go.
But I'm just wondering, if sentiment about gun ownership laws has changed since that law was defeated in the Senate, because we've had some groups, groups like Moms Demand Action, Newtown Action Alliance, Americans for Responsible Solutions. I mean, they've got around, they've been getting their message across, and we've seen that the approval ratings for some of those legislators who voted against change have dropped.
Right, so we're having this constant drumbeat. Santa Monica College, the shootings there. Actually, in the last 6 months since Sandy Hook, you've seen 6,000 people die, 6,000 Americans die from gun-related violence. And in this road tour in the next 100 days, we're going to see another 3,000 Americans die. So you're right in terms of this kind of perpetual drumbeat. Maybe the opportunity is now. I actually think the way to go is perhaps a tax. Some people have talked about a tax on ammunition. So we wanted to cut down on tobacco and tobacco-related deaths. We tax tobacco. So too with gun-related deaths, could we tax ammunition in the same way? But until we do that, or look at campaign finance reform. And the only reason members of Congress are mum on this issue is because the lobby has them essentially under a stranglehold. And until that changes, we're not going to see substantially different votes in the Senate or in the House.
Okay. Michael Shank, we're going to have to leave it there. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you.